I'm going to salute this team because they're a young side. We didn't expect to be in a title fight. We're ahead of schedule. And I feel that if we learn from our mistakes and we make some good signings in the summer, we will be back challenging again next year.
I think there'll be lots of goodbyes in this game.
Yeah, it's when they're walking and they're clapping and they look a little tearful.
But then all the rest of the players leave and there's a few still out there and you think, ooh, okay. Welcome back to the final preview of the season with me and Robbie. It's Arsenal versus Wolves here at the Emirates Stadium on Sunday, 4:30 p.m. UK kickoff time. And of course that is at the same time as every other Premier League game. We were hoping that we'd have taken Man City to the very end, but we haven't. We do sit second, I know, we'll get into it, Robbie, don't worry. We sit second on 81 points. City did drop points against Brighton, but too little too late. They've claimed the title, so it's about Arsenal trying to end on a high against Wolves. They're on 41 points and are around 12th, 13th at the table. They've had a resurgence under Lopetegui, but their away form is appalling. Can Arsenal get a win to just send off the fans into the summer in good spirits?
Yeah, we will. I fully expect us to get a win. Last game of the season, no pressure. And Wolves, like you said, ain't been great away from home. And the other thing about Wolves, there's a lot of uncertainty around the club at the moment, isn't it? Because Lopetegui apparently is gonna leave. Could be his last game, which is crazy to think about. He's done an outstanding job. Remember, when he took over, they were bottom. Mm-hmm. They were bottom of the table at Christmas. Yeah. And that normally means one thing: goodbye, you're gone. And he saved them. Yeah. We were top at that time. We were top of the league.
That's very
They
true.
were bottom of the league. Yeah. And the rest is history.
And they were actually the last team we beat before the World Cup. That was one of the few times we saw Saliba, Zinchenko, Jesus all starting together, that famous 11 that we saw the clip doing the rounds on Twitter. Unfortunately, that 11 only went out 6 times. So we are going to go in with a different 11, a few changes. And that's something that Arteta actually experimented with against Forest. I think some people forgave him for it. You know, the team didn't play well against Brighton. He needed to mix up to send a message. But the changes didn't really work. Do you think we'll go for a similar thing in this game?
Well, I hope he makes some changes, to the team, because that performance the other day, I was saying before that game, remember, I was saying I want to make a lot of changes. Remember, I said that and I feared that could happen. I mean, there's certain players, and it's just natural. Mentally, you drop a few percent. You know what I mean? You know you're not going to win the league. You got to go and play Nottingham Forest away. It's a really tough game. They're fighting for everything. We're playing for nothing really, and you're kind of like, your head's down, isn't it? So, but this is a chance for some of those players who haven't figured a lot this season to get some starting time, and for them to go out and show the manager and prove to the manager that, maybe next season I should be starting. Maybe next season that player you're looking to bring in, you don't necessarily need that player because I'm here. So I'm thinking primarily of players like Fabio Vieira.
Yes.
I'd like to see him start this game, to be honest. I'm thinking of Emil Smith Rowe. We've seen so little of this season. I don't know what's wrong. Is it that he's still not fully recovered from his injury? Remember he came back just after Christmas, wasn't it? And he'd had an operation. Is it that he's not quite been back to that level yet where they can really throw him in? I'm hoping it's that. Or is it that they're looking to move him on? I really don't know. But I'd like to see Fabio Vieira play in this game. And, just make some changes, man. Make a few changes. And let's try and have a good send-off. It's a little bit flat, to be honest, because... it could have been so different. I am feeling flat. I'm feeling a little bit, almost like a little bit exhausted by the season.
Yeah, I get it.
Because it's been a real journey. I look back right to the first game of the season, Crystal Palace away, and the excellent performance we put in, and we've been playing scintillating football all season, right up until the end. When it really, really mattered, we dipped at the wrong time. And Manchester City came in and won it. But I'm still going to give this team a good send-off. I'm still going to salute them at the end of the game because they did well. They did very well. Nobody expected us to be where we are. We were all disappointed, but to get past Man City. I mean, a lot of people say, all right, well, you were top and stuff like that. But if you go right across Europe, right, most teams have a dip. right? So in Italy, Napoli had a dip. But a lot of people were saying they were going to win that weeks before they won it. They had a dip. They lost 4-0 at home to AC Milan. They went away to certain teams they should have smashed, didn't get the job done, right? And then they won it. I think they was on about 80-something points when they won it. They just reached 80 points and they won it at a canter, right? I'm looking at the league over in Germany, the Bundesliga. Dortmund and Bayern both go into it. Both of those have had little dips that has allowed the other team to capitalise. So last week, I looked at it, Bayern, they lost, they were in complete control. Lost to RB Leipzig, now Dortmund are back in. Dortmund can win the league, guess what? 80-something points, right? Round about the same amount of points we've got. If Dortmund win their last game, they'll win their league. PSG had a dip, but they won their league pretty easily, right? So you look at that and you look at our league, the team that won it, City, had no dip. They just have had this ridiculous run up until, they drew the other night with Brighton. They've won every single game for, 13, 14 games in a row. It's like unheard of.
Like that, yeah.
And they've done it before in other seasons as well. I don't know. They're just a really, really difficult team to get past. So what I'm saying is, had we have been in any other sort of league, we probably would have went on to win the league this season.
Yeah.
But when you've got a team like City that are coming at you, you've got to be perfect. And we weren't perfect at the end. And that is what's cost us. So I'm going to salute this team because they're a young side. We didn't expect to be in a title fight. We're ahead of schedule. And I feel that if we learn from our mistakes and we make some good signings in the summer, we will be back challenging again next year. I don't buy into this thing where people keep saying, oh, well, you had your chance, but that's it now. Because next year, Chelsea will be back. Tottenham, no, I don't think they will be. I think this is a league now where there's a lot of good teams that can take points off you. And that's the thing. No, we need some of those teams to take points off of City as well, not just us, But, your Villas are emerging, Brighton, you've got Newcastle, you've got all these teams emerging. This is a tough league now. There's some of the top managers in European football now in this league. We're talking Lopetegui.
Yeah, exactly.
Who's at Wolves, who came in, joined Wolves when they were bottom of the league, is a guy that was a manager of Real Madrid and Spain.
Yeah, it's true.
The Spanish national team. Yeah, he took over a team at the bottom of the Premier League. That shows you how strong this league is. So let's be proud of what the team's done this year. And I'm going to salute the team, at the end when they walk around, I'm going to salute the team. And there'll be certain players they haven't seen for a while, like Saliba and Tomiyasu and, Mohamed El Neni and that.
Yeah, and I think a lot of fans will salute the team. I did a lot of moaning and groaning after Forest. I didn't like the manner of that defeat, nor the second half against Brighton. But I think we part that to one side because the bigger picture is that they've come a long way this season. And yet, disappointing end, and that has to be visited. And I think you address that in the summer with transfers and with outgoings and incomings. It's going to be very interesting what Arteta does. I don't think he'll make as many changes as you're maybe hoping for.
Probably not, no.
I think he'll go fairly strong because I think he'll want to end on a high, and I think he'll want to remind everyone of what Arsenal can do. I think.
What sort of team do you think?
I think we'll go pretty full strength. I mean, if we're running through it, I think obviously Ramsdale.
Yeah.
I think he might stick with... What's this stuff? I think he might resort to White at right back with Kivior, Gabriel,
no one else.
And Tierney.
Yep.
I think he might bring Tierney in.
Tierney has to, and it could be Tierney's last game.
I think Tierney's
could be.
It
Could be Tierney walking around and waving, his last goodbye, which I don't like.
No,
we should be keeping him. But
I could also see him actually starting Rob Holding in this and thinking it's a game for Holding. We'll have a lot of the ball and play Kivior left back.
Plus, as well, it could be Holding's last game.
Yeah, very true.
You never know.
Yeah, I think he'll actually return to Partey in midfield with Odegaard, Xhaka. I think one last time. I think he'll play that midfield.
Goodbye, Xhaka,
that
as
will
well.
be the last time we see that midfield three.
I'd like to see Fabio Vieira start the game, and I'd like to see Smith Rowe start the game somehow because. But I guess you're right.
Trossard and Odegaard out.
Yeah, leaving Odegaard out, he's a captain, I guess.
Yeah.
But I would like to see. Listen, I want to see them get game time. I want to see those guys come on and have a significant amount of minutes in the game. You know what I mean? Because we need to see what these guys can do. So.
I agree.
And I want to see Smith Rowe definitely get some game time as well. And if he's fit, I don't think I'd start Trossard. I think I'd start Reece Nelson.
Yeah, that's.
But then again, as he signed, has he signed a deal?
That's a very good point.
You know?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I think there'll be lots of goodbyes in this game.
Yeah.
I think there will be a lot of players that you always look out for. It's a bit like Declan Rice in his last home game for West Ham the other day. Everyone was watching the goodbyes. He looked a little upset. And
it's when they're walking and they're clapping
yeah.
and they look a little tearful.
But then all the rest of the players leave and there's a few still out there and you think, oh, okay. Let's just
and they give that sort of look around as if to say,
yeah.
Oh, okay, last time I'm here sort of thing.
Yeah. Look out for plenty of that, I think, this Sunday. Let's look at just the form going into these games. We know that Arsenal lost at City before getting 2 wins against Chelsea and Newcastle, and then the Brighton and Forest defeats. Wolves' form is very interesting because they beat Palace 2-0. They then lost 6-0 at Brighton. They then beat Villa 1-0. We know Villa are having resurgence, as were Palace. Beat them both. Then lost 2-0 at Man United. Didn't lay a glove on them. Then drew 1-1 with Everton, who were fighting for their lives. And actually, I was talking to Wolves fans. They mentioned their away form. I had a little look at it, and it is pretty shocking. I think they got the 18th best, so third worst away record in the league.
Yeah, they're always very strong at home, aren't they? But
only 2 wins away from home. Only 2 wins with 12 goals scored. So it brings us on to players you're keeping an eye out. We'll round off on that, really.
Yeah, well, there's always Neves. You know, I mean, again, this could be his last game, apparently, to what they're saying. It could be his last game for Wolves. Diego Costa's always got, but he
just
hasn't
for
really.
The history, really.
Yeah, he hasn't really done nothing, and there's always Traore as well. Like he's always a problem. You know what I mean, with his pace and that. Yeah, Neto.
I know he's not his best in injuries, but is this an audition for him? Just to remind Arteta,
maybe
you wanted me once.
Maybe
you get for Saka.
Yeah, and you know the interesting thing about Wolves is that one of the reasons that Lopetegui is, the rumours are he's going to leave, is that he's not going to have much money to improve the squad. I mean, they've reached their max on FFP, and they're going to have to sell. So that's hence why rumours about Neves, rumours about Neto, Podence, all these sort of guys. So the Neto thing, I still think he would have done good for us, but obviously he's not had a good season because he's had so much injuries. Yeah. And I think maybe now the boat might have sailed.
Yeah, and Arteta tends to go for a target for one window and then that's it. Vlahovic never here again, and then he went to Juve, but Neto was definitely one of them. Hussein Aouar was another. So we will see. All right, let's get score prediction then. Score prediction, I'm going to go for Arsenal winning this. I can never go clean sheet when we're at home. Somehow we always seem to be wide open, and that's something we've got to fix for next season. I'm going to go 3-1. I see a few goals in this game. 3-1. Odegaard on the sheet, score sheet. For some reason, I just got a feeling he's going to score as well. But I'm going 3-1 and a nice little send-off in the sun. Fair enough. I'm going 3-0. I think they will decide. Clean sheet. Yeah, maybe for once. We'll see. All right, Lester, your thoughts in the comment section below. What's your score prediction? What 11 would you see? Do you agree with me that Arteta might go quite strong, or do you want to see what Robbie's gone for? Smith Rowe, Vieira, other players who've been on the fringe, but we know they're talented. Reece Nelson as well, actually getting some opportunities as well as the final game. Second place is secured. Can't catch Man City is what it is. Let us know. Do subscribe to AFTV and catch all the content that's coming out, because it's not just match-related content. The transfer rumours are really, really hotting up. We've been linked with Rice, Caicedo, Mount, and many others, and we are covering that all on AFTV, so go check it out. And I've got one more thing to say just before we go, right? We've got the Claude Cup coming up. Remember we had it last year, the inaugural Claude Cup. We're doing another one on the 25th of June, all right? It's to raise money for a great cause. Claude would have loved to have seen this season. I don't think he would have been too impressed with the end, right? But we're doing the Claude Cup, so look out for that, 25th of June. All the details are going to be hitting from next week. There's going to be loads of celebrities playing as well. So celebrity AFTV team versus a celebrity DR Sports team. It's going to be great. So make sure you check it out. Shop for AFTV merch at shop.aftv.co.uk. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Snapchat, and Twitch. We've got content for every platform, so check it out.